Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new day of Road to TCG Worlds 2017. Now today we are going to be featuring the Ninetales Decidueye-GX deck. A very similar version, got top 8 at one of the Japanese big tournaments. Their format is different and this is a list adapted just like yesterday's video. This is a list adapted to our current standard format. I think the deck is still quite relevant. Made some interesting changes like adding Field Blower, adding an extra energy, removing the rainbow because the rainbow really wasn't helping anything other than attacking with Espeon and you really don't want to do that. I guess it gave you access to Tapu Lele-GX attack as well, but it's very unlikely that you would find it when you need it as you only ran one. So decided to go for a more solid straight up version. We have the 444 Decidueye line, we have 2 Ninetales-GX. Both combine really well. Not only is Ninetales-GX water type, therefore covering Decidueye's weakness, but Ice Blade dealing 50 damage to any of your opponent's Pokemon, and then Decidueye placing damage counters to any of your opponent's Pokemon. There's some real synergy right there. Ninetales is kind of like the Meowth I used at Australia, but it has a lot more HP, it has a really good GX attack, and it doesn't have the damage counter requirement in order to do damage, so it's like a super powerful Meowth, if you will. Now we do have our 2 Leles and 1 Shaymin for support, but we also have Espeon-EX. Now Espeon-EX devolves your opponent's Pokemon with Miraculous Shine, therefore you don't need to deal 240 damage to an opposing Decidueye, you just need to leave 80 damage on it, and then you attack with Espeon and you get the price of the Dartrix. So that's the main idea behind the deck list. We have 3 Sycamore, 3 N, and 3 Lysander in order to set up. We have the 1 Bridget as a target for Lele in the early game, and we have 4 DC, 4 Grass Energy. We have 3 Float Stone, 2 Choice Band, our 4 Forest of Giant Plants, 4 VS Seeker for Ultra Ball, 2 Revitalizer, a single Rescue Stretcher, and 2 Field Blower to make sure our abilities are activated. This is the deck, the really big HP, and the fact that we very likely can limit our item usage should give this deck a decent Carburetor matchup, which is probably the one matchup you want to have. At least decent if you're not using Carburetor yourself, because I'm predicting it's gonna be the most popular deck in the coming months. Now, not running the Tapu Gogo promo, there is an argument to run it. Definitely there is an argument to run it, but since it's not readily available for Seattle regionals, then that's why I'm holding back just a little bit from using it just yet. Although tomorrow's deck does feature Tapu Lele-GX, which was also included in another Japanese winning deck, but it will not Tapu Lele cannot be used in Seattle either. And yeah, we see a turn 1 TC for my opponent. Our hand is not too great, but we do have the Lysander, and I do get to use Beacon. Now Beacon is really nice because it will allow me to set up further my current board. So I think I'm gonna grab Lele and I'm gonna grab Shaymin, because I think I need both of those cards next turn to potentially set up. I think Lele can go for the Bridget, and then I can fill 2 spots and then have 3 spots because I'm gonna get knocked out. Oh well, Rowlet is the one that's gonna get knocked out, which actually works fine by me. And we see an N, okay. So this is no longer ideal, I guess. Yep, because we did not get anything. There's the Tapu Gogo promo I was talking about, and now can we top deck something to not lose this turn? Well, apparently not. We're gonna Lysander once again. Wow, Tapu Gogo has free retreat. I had not realized that. That is just like way too good. I kind of want to attach the TCE just so that I can draw an extra card. But at least we're not gonna get knocked out here. And we do find Ninetales and we find a Sycamore. However, I will Beacon instead of using Icy Snow, of course. And Lele for Bridget. I could just go for a Rowlet. Both Revitalizers are available, so maybe going for Rowlet is the right play here instead of Lele. I mean, we do have the Bridget, but we're gonna have one Rowlet in the discard pile. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for those two then, because I do have the Sycamore, and then we can start placing some damage counters with the Ninetales. Never mind my opponent. Wow, instead of taking the knockout with Acid Spray, my opponent actually chooses to retreat, getting rid of 3 total energy and achieving the same result. I genuinely do not understand that play. Okay, so once again, we don't get a good hand. And this is getting really annoying, honestly, really annoying. There's also 3 potential item cards I might end up using. And I don't have Shaymin for draw. So I'm just gonna bench Lele. I'm not gonna grab anything. I'm gonna use my Revitalizer to get back the Rowlet. And I'm gonna end here. But this is really bad. Like, really bad. Yep. And we're just not drawing anything at all. We really aren't. And yeah, this is another thing. My opponent chose to retreat before the end, and then he found a Float Stone. So he literally threw 3 energy away. Just because. Like, absolutely no reason to do it. He just went ahead and did it. So it really sucks that we're not able to put on any pressure to my opponent, any at all. Because I feel like if we were setting up a couple of Decidueyes, if Ninetales had survived, we might be able to achieve something here. And my opponent just finds the Choice Band once again, not having a care in the world. So his deck flowing very nicely, ours not really. And probably going to lose a Shaymin-EX here as well. No, but what is this? This is just ridiculous. Why is this happening? How is this going so badly? Okay, do I even want to Field Blower? I don't think it matters at this point. Lele is gonna get 2-shot anyways. This is one issue with the deck though. You want to get out so many things at the same time. So many things at the same time. And there's just some times where you can't. Like I'm finding the Decidueyes but not the Dartrix. Before I had the evolution lines, but I didn't have the Forest of Giant Plants. Next turn I could potentially attack with the Decidueye. I can also attack with Lele. I don't know though. I generally don't know. To see an Ultra Ball, discarding Garb and Ninja Boy. It's gonna be really hard to make a comeback here. Really hard, because my opponent's just gonna Lysander here. And we're gonna lose our Rowlets. Yep. Game of skill, man. Game of skill and drawing right. Now what? This game is definitely lost. And we top deck a Sycamore. Wow. Nope, just not gonna draw things today. How do I have a chance at winning this game? I don't think I do. I mean, maybe if I target the Shaymin and then I GX attack the Taurus to heal myself. I need 150 damage. She's gonna deal 90 twice, potentially. Horn attack for 90. Next turn he deals 80, 170. He would need another DC in his hand to knock out, and a way to switch to knock out my Ninetales. So I really doubt that's gonna happen. Now I don't get abilities, sure, but that's actually okay. Really don't want to discard 2 item cards, but I don't think I have a choice here. I need to get that. Well, actually, Dartrix survives here. So I'm just gonna Ice Blade. If my opponent attacks me once more, that's quite silly. If he has something like Olympia into DCE into Lele. Oh my, is he going to use the GX attack here? No, he goes for a Horn attack. That's fine. This is actually okay. Because now we top deck another via Seeker. Sure. But we finally get a Decidueye out. Finally, guys. Okay, now we can knock out the Shaymin. Right? Now I can do that. Probably should have done this before. I mean, after I used the Via Seeker. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's actually not good. If he retreats Taurus and brings up Garb, he does knock out my Ninetales. He's gonna Super Rod the Shaymin, I'm guessing. Well, it's actually the only 3 cards he has. So probably going to... No, wow, he's gonna Hex Maniac. Is he going to attack me though? He does attack me. Wow. That's pretty surprising. This actually gives me a chance, I think. This actually gives me a shot to win. Yeah, this actually gives me a shot to win here. Yeah, there's it. Wow. I guess my opponent didn't realize about the GX attack. I was gonna take another 2 prizes. I was gonna put myself ahead on prize count. And I had Lele to finish the game off as a target. So, yeah, my opponent definitely messed up there. I know it's super enticing and he really put on the pressure in the early game. But it ended up not paying off for him. Definitely didn't pay off for him. So wow, we win what I would have thought would would have been an otherwise unwinnable game. Okay, so we start Espeon-EX, which is not great. We start Espeon, which is not great. And we have the forced supporter hand. We do see us no trouble. Wow, we see Lysander and Crushing Hammer and an Eevee. So this could be really annoying. Like Espeon hammers? No, it's Umbreon hammers. Okay. This is going to be really annoying, but perhaps our GX attack will be the saving grace here. Man, Guardians Rising just made so many decks just so viable, and you're kidding me. You are kidding me. Triple versus Seeker. 2 wasn't enough. I had to draw that extra via Seeker, didn't I? I really just had to. Oh my gosh. Is he going to Lysander DCE knockout? No, okay. Wow, I was really scared there for a second. Okay, so our Rowlet at least is safe. But out of our last Sycamore, we did discard too many resources. A Choice Band, a Decidueye, a Dartrix. We see a Crushing Hammer Heads Flip. And we even see... Wait. Oh, we see the free retreat thanks to Altar of the Moon. Man. We really do suffer too much in these videos. But we somehow manage to pull off wins sometimes. Okay, so my opponent's gonna do a retreat into Umbreon strategy. That's fine, he's not putting too much pressure, but he has 1 card in hand, and now our only supporter card is End. So we are once again going to help my opponent. I'm gonna remove his Choice Band, definitely. And I'm gonna end because I can't delay my setup just to not give him cards. And we do find a Decidueye, which is pretty awesome. Now the issue is that Wolfed for sure. But for now I'm gonna just pass. Another big issue is the GX attack. So we are going to have to use Holo Hunt for sure to get back energy. There's a DCE, probably going to see either an Escape Rope or a Float Stone, I was guessing. Not quite there yet. We could potentially deck my opponent out. What are these hands? I can't Sycamore this away. I would be losing literally all my options. Ugh. But I have to. Wow, this is just so bad. Where are my Rowlets, my Vulpix, my... Where are they? My energy. This is just really dumb. And the Rescue Stretcher is prized. Wow. And the Rescue Stretcher is prized. I walked right into that, didn't I? Wow. Now if I use the GX attack... The thing is I need to get back like a billion cards. This is seriously ridiculous, guys. Seriously ridiculous. Okay, gonna get back one Ninetales. Gonna get back a Seeker and the energy. This is just wrong. See an energy on Bob. See a Team Flare Grunt on my Decidueye. Oh gee, there's all my energy. And now I don't have Pokemon to go with it. No, I am incapable of drawing Pokemon. Relevant Pokemon. Or a balance, you know? Like, a balance. Can't believe Tapu Koko has free retreat. That's just amazing. Okay. So, I'm gonna Lysander up this guy. And I'm gonna start putting on some pressure here. Gonna Feather Arrow the Wub to prevent this type of situations. And I'm gonna Razor Leaf. Now, he will probably use the GX attack. I won't fault him for that. But at least we're doing some pressure, you know? Hopefully he just attacks us. I really don't think he will. We're gonna see the GX counter flip around. Because at best he 3-hit KOs me. Are you gonna Grunt? Wow, he's gonna Grunt and attack. That's actually, I'm okay with that. I am actually okay with that. Yeah, we're gonna have to use Tapu Lele as a finisher, but that's okay. And he's gonna Shadow Bullet, so he's gonna let us take a knockout here. And he actually decides to target the Espeon-EX, interestingly enough. Okay, find another Psychic, Grass. We might have an N coming our way. Really wish I had something else though. But do I N here? I can't even N. So I'm just gonna grab Lysander. Why? So that maybe I can use my abilities next turn. I'm gonna take a knockout and I don't think my opponent can prevent that. So if I'm gonna two-shot this guy anyways, and I'm gonna think the damage on the Wolfhead is the correct play, but I'm not entirely sure. I think it is. And let's just take our Razor Leaf knockout here. What? Seriously? Wow. Okay. Okay, so he did go for the GX attack, which is not surprising at all. I really wish I had a field blower here. I really wish I had a field blower. I really don't want to attach energy to the active Decidueye. So yeah, probably the damage would have been better off on the Umbreon, perhaps. There's also a chance we could deck out my opponent. Retreating really does nothing for us here, I don't think. I mean, it would save the Decidueye, and I still do have DCEs. So maybe it's not too bad. I don't want to play my stadium because of Delinquent. 1, 2, 3 basic dark, 2 DCEs. 5 basic dark and 3 DCEs. So how many energy does my opponent have left? 1 dark, most likely, at least, probably 2, and at least 1 DCE. So is retreating the play here? I don't think attaching an energy and passing is the play, because my opponent does have Team Fleur Grunt. He's only played 2 Hammers and 2 VS Seekers. So do I pass? That's really weak. Gonna Lysander up the Wolfet. I know that shuts off my abilities. Who do I attach energy to? I guess Lele. I'm gonna pass here. I didn't want to play the stadium just so that he finds the Float Stone. And oh boy, this is bad. This is really bad. Why? Well, I actually probably don't have any more resources left. I have 1 Sycamore left. I mean 1 VS Seeker, and that's it. Because I wasted so many in the beginning. Well, not because I wasted them, but because I was forced to discard them, which was pretty bad. Wow, a second Tapu Koko. Yeah, that's gonna be my demise for sure. Certainly going to be my demise. All those Rowlets on the bench, I was incapable of finding more than 1 Dartrix. Couldn't find my Revitalizers either. If I were placing 2 damage counters instead of just 1, we would be, like, this game would be completely different. And he didn't even use the Team Fleur Grunt anyways. Okay, I'm gonna concede because I'm not gonna win this game. And the deck is really betraying us. The deck is definitely betraying us. It's definitely better than the video is showing. It's just we're drawing things in the completely wrong order. Completely wrong order. And like we wasted like that turn 1 Sycamore discarding 3 versus Seekers, that just puts you out of the game immediately. Now we're doing the double mulligan thing. Okay, finally. But of course we're not going first either. Okay, so my opponent gets a double mulligan and we're up against Solgaleo. Okay, so this should be very interesting. I feel like Espeon-EX could be a very big MVP here. We do see it's a Rayquaza Solgaleo with Nest Balls. That might mean no Shaymin and or no Lele, potentially. I really hope it doesn't, but it could mean that. And we do see an end. So turn 1 ends usually end up like really doing damage to us. Thankfully this isn't the case. And my opponent shouldn't be able to knock out Vulpix next turn, right? So I'm gonna attach the Choice Band right there. And I'm not gonna go for Espeon just yet. I'm just gonna end. I mean, I'm not gonna bench the Espeon so that it's not a target for Solgaleo early on, or as easily. Just gonna attach there, and I'm gonna use Beacon. With Beacon, I'm going to find 2 Rowlets here. That makes the most sense to me. There's 2 Decidueye priced, which I just saw, so that's really bad. 2 Decidueye priced. That's just really bad. Okay, see another Nest Ball for a 4th Cosmog. I'm sorry if you can hear the noise in the background, but it's too hot. I can't record without having the fan on at this point in time, because it's just the days are too warm, just absolutely too warm. Okay, so we see another end. So goodbye Rowlets. Goodbye Rowlets. Hello second Vulpix. Hello Dartrix. Hello N. So it's not too bad. I could even go for the Alolan Ninetales to start placing some damage counters. My opponent did spread the energy, so my Alolan Ninetales should be safe. And if for whatever reason we are able to set up 2 Decidueye next turn, which is now not too unlikely thanks to this forest. Okay, I'm gonna try. Well, I can't really try other than hope I draw well off of the end, right? And it's too many cards. It's certainly too many cards. But let's do this. We need Rowlet, Decidueye, Dartrix, Decidueye, and we only get a Rowlet. So not even anything to start placing damage counters. No way to search. We could get back the Vulpix. Let's just Ice Blade the Cosmoan. Now our goal here will definitely be to sweep with Espeon. I mean, not sweep, but you know what I mean. Opponent should be playing Choice Band, which means he can knock out the Decidueye as well, or at least 1 Delmins, or at least 1 Kukui. There's a Solgaleo, but that's a non-GX Solgaleo, interestingly enough. Okay. My opponent will attach a DCE and will go with the Rayquaza route, and we do see Hala for only 4 cards because my opponent has not been able to find the Solgaleo-GX. Now, once again, we actually have a shot at potentially denying the GX once again, and I would love to be able to accomplish that. In order to do that, I'm gonna give myself the best possibilities, and therefore I'm going to Sycamore here. Not a big fan of doing that, but I really have to hope here. Dartrix and 2 Decidueyes. There's Dartrix. 2 Decidueye are priced, so this actually makes sense. But the fact that we're just not getting any Ultra Balls either, like not even 1 Decidueye, it's really annoying. No GX, like my opponent probably knocks me out next turn. He can retreat Rayquaza. He can knock me out with Fangs of the Sun. And there's a GX. So we are in serious trouble here because I haven't been able to place damage counters. If I had been able to place at least one damage counter by now, things would be looking a little bit better. But wow, my opponent's just actually gonna go for the GX attack, which I am okay with. Does remove the the Choice Band and the Forest of Giant Plants. We're gonna do our trademark Sycamore discard to VS Seeker here. It's actually not bad. I think he would have been, I guess he didn't have energy, but he definitely would have been better off just attaching to the other Solgaleo and knocking me out. Both Rayquazas are powered up. My Ninetales is about to get sent back to Oblivion. And I can't discard this many resources, so I'm gonna end. Hoping against all hope to find an Ultra Ball or a Decidueye, but I've certainly lost hope at this point. Wow, I do get one. Thank you. Okay, so this is not bad. I'm gonna Feather Arrow the active. And I mean, I guess I could draw 4 more cards. I'm gonna go for it. Yeah, why not? We're going all in here. And nope. Sycamore for 4, get 1 playable card. Okay, so what's our deal here? Do I attack with the Decidueye? Retreat with a Float Stone, attack with the Decidueye because he can't knock me out? I think that's the right play. Oh no, no. With the Float Stone, yeah, like that. So the 20 damage was actually wasted, and I should have waited until the end of the turn to place them, but it's okay. Would have been better off on the Cosmog. Hopefully that doesn't cost us. Because after dealing 90, I could just retreat into Espeon and take the knockout on Cosmoem. And this Solgaleo already has enough damage to get knocked out, and he's missing 10 damage to knock out the Decidueye. So, okay. Oh boy, okay. He Lysanders up the Espeon-EX, which is definitely the right play. Switches out onto the other Solgaleo. That's gonna be enough for a knockout. But what I can do... is use the GX attack. I can end here and use the GX attack. Or if I find another Decidueye, I could actually knock out that Cosmoem. And eliminate a big threat here, because he's definitely gonna have to use the GX attack, the Solgaleo next turn. So can I please see, I don't even want the Decidueye, I just want an Ultra Ball, please. I know Decidueye is hard, I just want one of my 3 Ultra Balls. There you go. There you go, finally. Okay. Gonna discard... Lele and Dartrix. Not a big fan of discarding the Lele, but I really don't have any other choice here. And there we go. DC right here. And yeah, we're gonna get back the Espeon eventually. And that way we are guaranteed to knock out both of the Solgaleos. He can't use this Solgaleo to conserve energy. He's gonna have to use the GX attack, or use it and retreat with a Float Stone or Olympia or something, possibly Escape Rope. But we're definitely still in this, and we get an energy off of our prize cards, which is great. Double ability plus 90 is also pretty close to knockout on the Solgaleo. So we might not even need Espeon-EX, sorry. Okay, so we see another Hala, but this time, since my opponent has used the GX attack, he will draw 7 cards. A Choice Band would allow him to knock me out. No, actually it wouldn't. A Choice Band attack here would be awesome, but it's not gonna happen. He's gonna discard all his energy, I would assume. Oh wow, we see a Trampa GX. That's really annoying because of the DC discard. That is actually really, really annoying. Oh boy. So off of the Hala he gets every card he needs. Well, he got the Float Stone, I mean. He got the Float Stone. And now we were always in big trouble, but now we're in even more trouble. Do I Lysander and deal abilities and both damage counters to Solgaleo? Is that my play here? Or do I knock out this Solgaleo and place both damage counters on that Solgaleo? I think that's better, because that way I remove these 3 resources. Yeah, I definitely think that's better. I'm gonna bridge it here for my Rowlet just to make the deck thinner. I still have a very decent amount of resources. I do have the backup energy, so even if he attacks with Trampa and removes the energy, I can still attack next turn the Solgaleo and knock it out. And that way I only have to deal with 1 Trampa GX. And as long as I place my abilities correctly, I won't even need to deal with like the extra damage off of Berserk. So we should be okay here, provided we don't get end and completely brick. Get another prize. I do get a Decidueye. Fortunately no Dartrix available, but there is one in the discard pile. I should have played that Revitalizer then. Okay, we see a Lysander. Who is he going to Lysander? The Shaymin? Wow. Well, there you go. There you go. Mission impossible, guys. The deck just didn't perform well. 2 Decidueye this game really screwed us over. And yeah, this is Decidueye Ninetales. It did really well in Japan. Seismitoad luck with Decidueye seems pretty good, and that's something we don't have here. We only have Hood, so it's not necessarily the same. Or you commit to the Valplum line, but then your whole deck changes. So yeah, that's gonna be it from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like on the video if you can, so we can reach 100 likes. And tomorrow we will have Tapu Lele-Lurantis in action with the Tapu Lele and Lurantis promos. And then Thursday we have Sylveon GX, and then on Friday I don't know because I'll be flying to Seattle. Thursday is also my birthday, which is really cool. I wanted to do a birthday stream, but today is you're watching this on Tuesday. Well, whenever on Wednesday I'm moving houses, so this background is going to change. Not too much, but I will start decorating. I will be moving to a new place. Hopefully a better one with less outside traffic noise, better ventilation, and it's a new stage for me. So I will be doing the birthday bash and celebration to 1 million subscribers, like really long live stream, but I just need you guys to be patient because I've been dealing with the moving and the packing and the testing for Seattle and everything happening at once. So yeah, see you guys tomorrow.